And we are live. Hello, folks. This is Ruben Dua from the Connection Loop podcast. And with me today, I have Paige Battcher, a dear friend and partner and just co-collaborator and co-innovator in so many things. Paige, it's so great to have you back. This is probably your third or fourth or maybe even fifth time doing a live video like this with me. And I really honor this time and this experience. And today we've got a really important to talk about, which is how you've made $236,000 and probably way more than that because we know you're modest in commissions using pocket video funnels, specifically using Dub. So I'd love to understand this from your perspective. Maybe you could start with a short bio and then get into this. I mean, you said something to me that blew my mind, which is that 80 to 90% of the clients or the commissions or revenue that you generate comes from some sort of a Dub video, which is pretty profound. And I'd love to help unlock people to get to the same place, because if you use videos, you are cloning yourselves, and that is a great thing.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I always love hanging out with you, so I'm super excited to be here. So I have been doing digital design, website design, and digital marketing and systems building for automations for the last 10 years, and really doing some brand building. And really how I got to where I got that, 80 to 90% of my revenue comes in off of some form of Dub video, with a combination of calls and texts, but with video being the core. I got to hear kind of haphazardly, really. So I was full on studying the world of sales funnels, and for any of us that are making money online, we've heard of funnels. We've probably even been into some of the funnel building softwares and all the platforms, maybe been in some challenges where they tell you, you're one funnel away. And I was being hired by clients to build these out. And my team and I, we would spend weeks on end building out the perfect funnel for a client. And sometimes those would just fall flat. And there's a reason for that, because it was painstaking to get all of the perfect copy, the perfect design, the perfect layout. And if they didn't have a video that converted, it was only going to convert around 1%. 10% would be impressive. Well, in the meantime, in the background, I started landing all of my sales by doing simple video outreach and having these video funnels after I discovered Dub that did all the selling for me. And so my landing pages were converting at 40%, which led me to launching my own coaching mastermind in 2020 and bringing
Yes.
clients into what we call our StorySelling mastermind and showing coaches, consultants, real estate professionals, anyone who has a service to sell, really showing them how when you use video, you can convert much higher than hiring an agency or hey Megan, hiring, you're hiring freelancers, you're trying to get this perfect robust system put together. And it's not that there's not a time and a place for that kind of complexity and that level of automation. I mean, sure, my team and I, we still build really robust automation systems. But if you don't have the foundational piece of video at the forefront, then you're missing out, and you're probably draining too much time and too much energy.
Well, I think there's something really profound in here that I connect to on a massive level, which is that selling is hard. It's really hard work, and the idea of having to sell sometimes is daunting for people. I mean, isn't it the dream to just have people buy, right?
Mhm.
Everyone wants to buy, but no one wants to be sold to. Think about
Yeah,
that for a second. Everyone wants to buy, but no one wants to be sold to. And
yeah,
that problem that exists in the marketplace is getting progressively worse because there's more noise, there's more offers, there's more billboards. Nowadays people sort of just assume the sale and they say, like, if you want to buy, you want to buy, because if they push too hard on the sell, it might actually work against them. And I think that what you do really brilliantly is that you focus the vast majority of your time on providing value, on educating people, on
yeah.
bringing people into the loop and getting them to a place where they can literally take their phone from their pocket and create a pocket video funnel, which is a great phrase and term and just sort of mindset. So take us through this idea of how we can transform ourselves from being that pushy salesperson to being someone that's truly a value provider, and then literally getting to the point where 80 to 90% of our business can come from videos that are valuable and educational to help give us commissions and pay our bills and grow individually and professionally.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. Well, one of the things I think is just the nature of where the world is heading. Right now, with AI, someone can type into a computer screen and someone's video can appear and it can look like a human, but it's not a human. And, skepticism has never been higher. People read less than they've ever read before. Attention
Mm,
spans are super short. I
yeah.
read a statistic that said 95% of your message can be conveyed more so in video than in just plain text alone. And think about your own user behavior.
Yeah.
When you're looking for something, are you more inclined to click and watch the video or read the full, 1,000-word article? And, different people have different philosophies and different feelings about it. But I think the important thing, like you said, is when you can be honest and authentic, you don't really have to sell. You go from a
Mm,
position of trying to make a sale and moving into actually making an offer for people. And for me, the notion of pocket videos, it didn't exist before tools like Dub. I mean, what you built, Ruben, it blew my mind the first day I saw it because I tell people this all the time, but why do I call it a pocket funnel? Well, Dub has a mobile app. This thing's sitting in your pocket.
mm.
This thing has more computing power than the first spaceship that went into the outer space that NASA kicked off, right? I learned that when I was in Pasadena and I was getting this NASA headquarter tour,
It's amazing.
and that we have more computing power than even some
Mm,
of the satellites, the Sputniks that are still, circling the Earth. And we have it
mm,
at the tip of our fingers. What became overwhelming for a lot of clients, even the ones that were hiring us as web designers and funnel builders, is that there were so many moving parts, so
mhm.
many details. So now, when you realize that you can pop open the Dub app, you can record a video, excuse me, that video automatically creates a
Yeah.
mobile friendly web page
Right.
instantaneously, right? No one, you don't even have to do anything. You just have to
Yeah.
record and be yourself. Um, that page within a few taps can have a form on it, and that can build your email list. It can book people on your calendar. It can take people directly to a sales page. It can bridge the gap between an offer that you're making that's an affiliate offer or a referral offer and generate income that way. And all of that can be done within a few taps, within seconds, like within minutes,
Mm,
realistically on your phone. I tell people we went from, a full-on checkout kind of, or I'm sorry, checklist, a full checklist, 3 to 4 weeks of putting together the perfect, robust funnel, the way that people were preaching it, down to 15 minutes to sketch and build a pocket video funnel. It's like, just pull it out of your pocket, make this. So now the emphasis
right.
becomes on, well, what do I say? And it's about not sounding like you're a brochure, not sounding like a
Mm,
robot, because there's plenty of robots out there that are
yeah.
trying to sound like they're human. So don't be a human trying to sound like you're a robot. Easier said than
Re
done, but that's definitely
repeat
what
that,
we're
repeat that. That's a drop. Repeat that what
doing.
you just said.
We'll get that printed on a t-shirt.
Yeah. So what you said was there's a lot of robots pretending to be humans. So let's not be humans trying to be robots, right?
Yeah. And people come by it honestly. Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes when you see that you're recording, your mind goes completely blank,
Mm,
and you get a little bit nervous, right? You turn into kind of like a different version of yourself. You can overcome that with practice. Sometimes when people hit record, they are just becoming, I won't even, I'll say it, I'll take it a step further than robotic. They're becoming a marketer, a radio announcer, would you like to sell your new car? And you're like, wait a second, that's not how you actually talk. And so the thing I think about as well, I work with a lot of clients right now that are building out really robust automation systems. When you have automation, you leverage technology to get your time back. So for example, I have a real estate agent, wanting to automate the process from start to finish, but wanting it to feel human because it's a relationship driven business. And so tell her every single time you hit record, you're thinking about sitting down for coffee with someone. Now you're increasing the number of conversations that you're having without increasing your workload, without
mm,
increasing the time you have to do it. You just hit that record once and then you get to share it. And the beautiful essence of turning those into funnels is
Mm.
that you can get people to opt in along the process using those videos. So, um, and stop me, Ruben, if I'm saying way too many techie things. I know it's like techno jargon if you're too techie.
Well,
Megan's
I
on here.
mean,
Megan, you can tell me if I'm doing that, but yeah.
yeah, no, I think that you do a great job simplifying. I think you're very technical, but then you have a great talent in simplifying it. I mean, basically, what you're saying is that there's a couple of ingredients in this whole mix. It sounds like number one is you need to know what to say. Okay, you need to have a
Yeah.
personality, and you need to have a message with a specific hook and a delivery of value, and then a call to action. That's your script. And then you need to record it, which is like you might be in your head, you might not have practice, record that video. And then you need to have a landing page, because that's basically your funnel. People watch your video and then they click on a button or fill out a form. And then you need to have something beautiful that happens on the back end. And I think
Yeah.
that you've explained that, and you've proven it so many times, both with your own funnels and with your clients. I mean, one of the things that I'd love to do is to understand some of the hero stories. You had some slides where you shared specific stories. That's always great for me, because that's what really makes it real, where we
Yeah.
show that these particular people are doing this exact model, and you've literally guided, probably thousands of people through all your content and all your videos. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, I'm happy to share some of those examples that I've been honored to work with a number of people and really tell them. I had one gentleman. Let me pull up his case study here. I had one gentleman come to me and he said, after 20 years of working my corporate job. Ruben, are you able to get that up there on the screen? For those of you
yeah,
guys listening to the podcast, I'm
yeah,
I'm
it's
showing
perfectly
a
on the screen. Yeah, we're
I'm
looking
showing
at
a
David.
screenshot of a client that came to us. His name is David, and David left his corporate job after 20 years. It's kind of like, hey, after all the things that have happened in the world, they're gonna let me go, and it's been great, but I'm ready to be an entrepreneur. And can you imagine after 20 years in a corporate job, being in your first year of entrepreneurship? And he had so many different places that he could have looked. I mean, we're in the age of infinite information, so he could have gone anywhere, and he chose to work with me. And I was telling him about this thing about these video funnels and how easy it is to build on Dub. Is the thing I hopefully that all of your listeners understand is that once you use a Dub video to generate more calls, to build your email list, you can automatically follow up with additional email messages that have videos in them. So he started taking that to heart and using everything I was teaching him. And he went from feeling very uncomfortable on camera to recording several videos a day. Some of them would go out to one person at a time. Some of them he would use at networking events. And before too long, he was on track for 12K recurring months within his first year of business. And we know statistically that's when a lot of businesses fail. And I remember he came on one of our story selling mastermind calls, and I'm like, David, how's it going? What are you working on? What are you doing? What can we help you with? And we were always screen sharing Dub, and we're looking at ways that we could enhance outreach efforts with video. And he looks at me and he says, well, I've been going to these Rotary Club meetings, and we all have self-doubt. Every time we're trying to help people, we wonder, like, am I doing enough? Am I helping enough? So I'm sitting there in my own head thinking, oh my gosh, I bet he's learning so much more about how to grow his business in the first year. And I wonder if I'm doing enough and doing right by him. And he looks at me and he says, everyone in my Rotary Club wants to know how I'm doing so well. They're asking me how I'm doing this with
Mm.
video. A lot of them are still floundering around with their websites and trying to do all this fancy stuff that isn't generating any revenue. And meanwhile, like, I just keep landing client after client. So, and he had landed this huge partnership with the Chamber of Commerce last time we spoke, and was just doing it all with Dub Video. And I've had that happen time and time again, where people will say, well, what about my website? And I always have to guide them back. I'm saying, are you making consistent 10K months at this point? If you're not, sure, a website's great, but it's not going to be the thing that's going to drive revenue in the same way as hitting record and putting out very simple video landing pages. I have some more examples of things. I was going to share a couple of these slides for us. I was talking, about how we had a 32-step funnel building checklist, and it would take us 3 weeks to fully set up. There's a lot of technical stuff. And, every time you build a landing page on one of the more, complex funnel building softwares, or any kind of website builder, you've also got to go and you got to mobile optimize. You've got to add SEO data. You have to do all of this stuff to get it really dialed in. And I went from that to, 5 minutes to sketch my idea and 15 minutes to build a funnel on Dub that I can do from my pocket. That's why, for those of you who are able to see the screen, these are images of a mobile phone, because this can all be done on a phone, which is absolutely remarkable. So anytime I have an idea, anytime I think of an idea that I know will help people in the world, because that's ultimately what sales is about, is sharing an offer with people that it's going to help. Anytime I know I can help somebody, I will hit record, and I will test whether or not this is viable by building something that took me 15 minutes to build. And then when I know it's viable, then I can take it and I can go build a more robust ecosystem around it. I can build more fancy landing pages. Like, we can drive traffic, but I use this as a speed of implementation tool to, get my ideas out there even faster.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I'd like to do right now is just show specifically what you're talking about. And I sort of took a moment here to kind of set up to do this. But I'd like to show in 60 seconds how we could create a video funnel, a pocket video funnel, just using this device right here. So maybe we can just do this together.
Sure.
Because you and we're going to be doing a webinar pretty soon. And this is sort of a cool way to record a little hype video. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with the Dub mobile app. Here it is in all its glory. And I'm just going to record a video and then I'm going to show you, Paige, and you just say what's up. I'm going to record 2 individual clips. So I'm the first clip and you're the second clip.
Okay.
Are you ready to rock? Okay.
All right.
So here we go. I'm so excited to invite you to an upcoming webinar that we are co-hosting with Paige Battcher to teach you all about pocket video funnels. Let's hear it from Paige. So that's my clip. Okay, I've got one clip in the app right there. There's my clip. And now I'm going to flip the camera and you give us your 10-second pitch, and I'm going to create a video landing page in less than a minute. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So we're super excited to have you there, where you can learn that with what you can create from your phone, you can generate more people on your email list and you can make more sales with ease than ever before. Come show up. We're going to show you step by step how to put this together quicker than you imagined.
Cool. Well, there I have my 2 clips. Okay. These 2 clips, I can reorder them. I can import more clips. I can flip my camera. Whatever I want to do, I'm fully empowered to do that. And then I click
We need one more clip, Ruben.
Which is the call to action.
The call to action. Yes. Click the button below to register.
Okay. Yes, we do. So if you ever create a video and forget to include the call to action and send it to Paige, she's going to give you this golden advice. And I have made this mistake before multiple times, where Paige says, well, where's the CTA? And actually, I just want to take a quick moment here. Well, actually, remind me to tell you the story about persuasiveness, the joke about persuasiveness. I don't want to get distracted. I have to come back to that. Okay, so here's what you have to do to register. Click on the button below and register in the Zoom link. We can't wait to see you. All right, now we got a call. We got a hook. We got an offer. We got some value points, and then we've got a call to action. Now what it's going to do is it's going to merge these clips, just a couple of seconds to merge these clips. And then there it is. I can preview it. And now I'm going to upload it. And it takes just a couple of seconds. My Wi-Fi is really, really fast here. So let's give that a couple of seconds.
Let me share a few insights, Ruben, here.
Yeah.
Like really how powerful this is. So I have to always convey this. So that's uploading from your phone, but then it's also accessible from your computer on your Dub account. And remember back in the day when you used to have to have a big camera, and then you had to figure out how to get the file off of the SIM card, and then you had to find out the right file to convert it into, and then you had to upload it, and then you tried to email it to yourself, but it was too large and all that sort of stuff. Then you had to upload it somewhere else. Like all of those days are gone. I have to remind you, like, how amazing it is. Like, we're taking Ruben, you and I take it for granted, but it still blows my mind. It's amazing that this video isn't only uploading into your account, it's creating a live web page.
Yeah. It is pretty remarkable to think about that. I remember when I used to build landing pages. I remember when I used to build web pages, and honestly, it's something that I just simply don't miss from the past, because I wrestled with so much technology and so many design choices, and ultimately, I might be making a design choice that sort of I think is creative and I think is going to convert. But in fact, I've never tested it before. It was
Mhm.
something that maybe a developer created that sort of looked cool. Is that actually going to get me more clients? Is it going to get me more conversions? And most of the time, the answer was no. Most of the time, what worked best was something really simple where they
Yeah.
could see you, they could feel you, they could watch a video of you, and then there was something that they could do afterwards. I really categorize it as this. Is it a lean in situation or is it a lean out situation? In a lean
Yeah.
in situation, you're watching a video, they're telling you to click on something, you click on it, you're filling out a form, you're putting your credit card in. That's a lean in. A lean out is I'm just scrolling, with my trackpad through the website, and I'm just kind of doing that thing. I'm just
Yeah.
scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on those. They call them parallax websites. I'm just sort of scrolling, and ultimately, I bounce,
Yeah.
and that's not what we want. And that took a lot of time to build, and that's not going to help us accomplish our goals.
Well, and I always want to say, there's a time and place for all of it. And people are different learners. There are, auditory learners and visual learners and stuff. If you're buying something incredibly high tech or a medical device, you might need to read through research papers. If you're out there selling your services where ultimately people need to talk to you in order to buy, this is a great way to get started. It's a great way to scale. I mean, if I look at how many multi six figures I've made just off of dub videos alone, I mean, the options are endless. I've sold affiliate offers with this, coaching offers, consulting offers, agency offers. Um, I've helped send referrals through this. I don't go a day without recording dub videos, and that's what's so exciting to me. Like I said, anytime I want to test a new idea, here's where we do it first. So the page was uploaded. Ruben, I don't know if you want to continue kind of talking about this, but now we're looking at what it looks like to have the page already done. And really, all we need to do is, with the click of a button, add a call to action button on here with a form. When people are able to put their information into that form, there you are. Like, that's the essence of a funnel. A funnel is multiple web pages linked together. The cool thing about the dub forms is that not only will they collect the information and put it into the system, and allow you to email them automatically after they're already on your list, but it'll also redirect automatically. And so that's what I like to call a two-step, pocket video funnel is like it's two steps. Step one, here's the thing I'd like you to do. Put your information in. Step two, here's delivering that thing, or here's the next step. And it just becomes so easy with this tool.
So there it is. I mean, we uploaded the video, we recorded multiple clips, uploaded the video. Here's the video. I have a lot of presets. So I have my preset for like social media, for selling, for podcast bookings. I also have one called the form, which is like a sort of a training video that someone will ask. It's like a gated content. And then all I have to do is click on this URL. It opens up a new URL. And then sure enough, here is that video that you and I just recorded a couple of minutes ago. This whole page was created automatically. I wasn't doing anything on the back end. This was all pre-configured. And sure enough, I've got this video with us. And I mean, how authentic is this? It's not perfect. It was not edited. It was not done in a Hollywood studio, but I think that's what makes it so amazing. It's so purely authentic, and you can sort of feel like you're in the room with us. It's kind of like watching a live music performance as opposed to a recorded one. When you watch a live performance, there's a whole different psychological and emotional and almost spiritual experience that you experience because you're watching musicians make art, make music, and you're in it with them. And I think the same thing happens when we record these, authentic videos. I mean, Paige, I think you do it best talking about, imperfect actions. Maybe you could explain that, and specifically why it's actually going to get you more conversions to record videos like this. But this is your pocket video funnel right now. Go share this on any channel you want and watch those conversions come in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, imperfect action is kind of the essence of it because it's really easy to watch the video back and go, oh, no, I said something weird. Oh, no, I'm not going to share that. How many times in our days as entrepreneurs or in our weeks or months do we have new ideas? Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could sell that. I could create a video about that. How many times do you not actually take action on that? Right? And I once read in a book that said that if you have an intuitive call to do something and you don't actually listen to that intuitive call and do it then, your inner being starts to like think that you're never going to listen to yourself, basically. So you start getting less and less intuitive hits because when you're getting them, you're ignoring them. So, done is better than perfect, and human is better than overly polished these days, just because of where we're heading in the direction of that. Now, if you're running
Right.
$10,000 in ad budget, sure, hire a production team, get something dialed in, write a script.
Right.
If you're following up with a lead, if you've had a conversation with a prospect and you're selling a $10, $20, $30,000 contract to do some services for them, follow up as yourself. Don't overthink it because you overthink it, you're just delaying the sale. You're delaying that outcome that you're looking for. And you're not going to get better until you actually start recording. It's kind of like bowling. It's like you can't get better at bowling unless you bowl more. You can't get better at feeling authentic and on fire when you're improving on video, which is the key bullet points in your head until you do it. You got to do the practice. You got to put in the reps.
It's this is such important advice that's so incredibly tangible if you think about it and you sort of implement it into your daily flow. I want you to think about this for a second. Your imperfect completed video is way better than your competitors' perfect uncompleted unpublished video, because that video does not exist. So why not get something out there that's actually working and get out of your head? Because chances are whatever you're seeing, your hair, or you're hearing your voice, or the background, or whatever it might be, maybe some extra filler words. So basically, like you're hearing those more than what other people are. And I think that that's because you're sort of stuck in your head. And a lot of that comes from trauma, people telling us you're not great on video and you have a face for radio and you don't have a good voice. And we've heard these voices in our head. And I think it's time that we just let those go. And the only way to overcome that is through exactly what you said, Paige, which is just doing the reps and practice, and go record 100 videos and throw them away or not. And watch how different your mindset is.
Yeah. And share them. And well, I hope on our next webinar together, everyone gets the chance to meet my counterpart, Lynn Schuessler-Williams, who joined me when I just launched the notion of story selling several years ago. And she was fumbling around on her website. I kind of call it like hiding in plain sight. It's like she was doing dozens and dozens of in-person meetings. And then when in-person networking kind of fell off the face of the planet for a couple of years, she knew she needed a better way and was just tinkering with her website. And when we met, I said, I just need you to hit record. And it was uncomfortable in the very, very beginning. She went on to record. I mean, I did the math. It was something like 5 to 6 videos a day consistently for almost 2 years.
Right.
And
I have Lynn's book here somewhere. I was going to pull it out.
Yeah, she's an incredible author too. And Lynn's in her 60s, and that's what inspires so many other people.
Yeah.
So we have so many people come to us and say, well, hey, I think I need to just, yeah, exactly. Nine little words to change your results. It's all about the power of reforming old belief patterns. And I find that is so incredibly important. I can't tell you the number of people that come and they say, well, this is all just a little bit too complicated. And I said, if hitting a record and a video turning automatically into a live website page that you can use to generate sales and increase interest in your business, if that is too hard, you need to change your thinking pattern, because there are plenty more things more complicated.
Well, that's what in fact, I actually dog-eared this, and she talks about change. and how a lot of people simply don't want to change. But really, we have no choice, because that is what nature is doing. It's evolving and changing and adapting. Now it's not about our IQ or our PQ or our EQ. It's about our AQ, our adaptability quotient.
Mm,
And that's how we're all being gauged right now, how we can adapt to
yeah.
our surroundings. And AI and video and automation and all these things that Paige is talking about is exactly that.
Yeah. I want to say one more thing too, that what you're able to do with these pocket funnels, with the dub video funnels and linking videos together, it's not the same as needing to become a YouTuber, needing to become an influencer, having to create social content every day. Those are great because that's visibility that can lead into your video funnels. But, I've taken entire months, I've taken long periods of time off of social media, and yet my video funnels can still do selling. It still brings in leads,
Mm.
can still build trust with people. So I find that incredibly important to remind people you don't have to be omnipresent on camera all the time on every social platform and having people follow you around like Gary Vee. You can still utilize this technology and be yourself and generate sales in your own way for a lifestyle business.
There it is. I shared some links in the comments. I encourage you guys to go click on the link in the comments to watch it, to watch Paige's tutorial video. It's really good. The second thing is kismetideas.com/storytelling. Definitely go click on that link and watch the videos on that. Fill out the forms. I fill out those forms. There's nothing salesy about it. It's all educational. So I really, really encourage you guys to do that, because this could change your life. I mean, we shared a couple of testimonials on how video helps you to clone yourself. And if you're tired, and if you're getting burned out, if you're tired of every day, like Truman Show, do you guys feel that? Like every day you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're like, let me pick up my phone, let me check my emails, let me go do my this. And it starts to just all blend together. And there's no joy in that. I'll
Mhm.
tell you what brings joy is having someone call you or email you or send you a comment that said, I watched your video and it
Yeah.
helped me so much. That is the honestly, that is the number one source of joy, like the number one source of joy in my life from a professional standpoint.
Mhm.
And I honor that. And I know, Paige, you agree with me, because you hear it all the time.
Yes. And I think in this day and age, with so much remote work
Hmm.
and the last several years of our existence on this planet, we can feel more isolated than ever before. And video,
Hmm.
between Zoom calls and StreamYard live experiences and recording a dub video and sending it off, that can create that kind of connection. And without connection, I mean, life doesn't have as much meaning. So, if all you do today is take out your phone, record a video to your mom, your neighbor, your nephew, it will shape your day and it'll get you into that habit of practice to keep going and keep moving forward. So yeah, we'd love to have you in the mix. Is this oh man, that training is a really good one on the website. So Kismet means destiny or fate. It's Kismet. And if you go to kismetideas.com, you should be able to find our story selling information, and there's like a 13-minute training on the top of that page that is just, it's really eye-opening. So no
I'm
matter
so
what you
excited to
do,
share
just
with you.
hit record and keep taking imperfect action.
There it is. Thank you so much, Paige.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. We'll see you guys at the next one. And dub.com/T is going to help you to register for our trainings. And we are going to be putting the link to our upcoming webinar in the comments. So make sure you like this video so you get the updates. And again, thank you so much, Paige. See
Yeah,
you soon.
thanks again.